Okidoki. I'm honestly surprised this manga has been officially translated. I thought this was going to be one of those classics that would never get it licensed, but here we are. I've read Alice in Borderland ages ago, and this release from Viz is the perfect chance for me to relive the story. Time to take you guys with me on my trip down memory lane. And also, spoilers for the first omnibus up to chapter 9. Make sure you buy it if you're coming along. If you understand, let's continue. Basic synopsis. Ryohei Arasu is a less than stellar high school student who would rather ditch class than study for tests. He spends his time with his friends Chota Segawa, a girl-obsessed perv, and Daikichi Karibe, a middle school dropout that runs his own bar. During one of their many nights running from their responsibilities, they are overwhelmed by fireworks in the sky, before waking up in what seems to be their city, except abandoned and overgrown with nature. They stumble around, unsure what to make of this place and unaware of what they've actually stepped into. The first chapter does a good job of introducing its characters and the initial wish fulfillment of this premise. Our main character starts the chapter off talking about how he worries about his future and lamenting his useless brain for being unable to study. I think one quote from this translation really sums it up perfectly. And above all else, anxiety about the future. Maybe it's all just a given for kids our age. Or maybe people just feel like this forever. After wishing that time would stop, or that they would be cast away to a faraway land, they are enveloped in light, followed by what could only be explained as I want what they're having. When they wake up, they discover that all humans have disappeared, and the architecture around them seems to have aged several decades. No more people, no more responsibility. What an amazing new world to explore. After living it up in the empty city, night falls and they're greeted with the first sign of electricity lighting up a Japanese shrine. They walk in, none the wiser, meeting up with a lady that seems to have a bit more experience with their current situation, before some TVs buzz to life and display some information. A first of many, a game I will simply call the Free of Clubs, has the unwilling players all pick up a fortune under a time limit. Once each player has a fortune, they win the game. If the time runs out, the arena blows up. Simple, right? That is, until questions start to appear on the fortune slips. A wrong answer results in a flaming arrow, one for each digit they're away from the correct answer, which isn't great when the answers to the questions start to increase dramatically. I have to admit, while I found this game to be a great introduction to the cruelty of the Borderlands, I think it's a bit slapped together with how it is won. We're given a short flashback to Arasu and Karibe's childhood, when Arasu was being beaten up by an older kid. Instead of crying or trying to fight back, Arasu notices that the bully has a hair growing out of a mole, and uses this to spread rumors and give the bully a taste of his own medicine. This is supposed to display Arasu's power of observation, which allows him to take in everything about this game and figure a way out of becoming flaming kebabs. This honestly could have been a bit more foreshadowed, as I would say this is the only reference you get for this ability until he uses it to save them. I would like to see this introduced a little bit earlier so it doesn't feel like it came out of nowhere. I get what it's saying. He's not book smart, he's Borderland smart, but it's a bit hard to swallow when it comes a bit out of left field. The next chapter, the end of part 2, is basically explaining how the Borderlands work. Saori Sipka, the lady that joined them in the Free of Clubs, explains that there are indeed other humans still around, all those whose last memories before the Borderlands was fireworks that Arasu and his game saw as well. Every night, games appear around the city, inviting players to risk their life for a visa. Depending on the number of this game's playing card, this converts into how many days a player's visa is extended. If your visa expires, a beam of light appears from the sky and penetrates your skull, giving you an instant game over, meaning that to survive, players must continue playing. On to part 2. We start with a breather chapter before the next game. It basically recaps what we currently know about the Borderlands, increasing your visa by the difficulty of the game you play. The higher the card, the harder the game. We also get some peeks into the past of our main four, lamenting the life they had previously, and are trying to enjoy their current situation despite the looming threat. Chota was injured in the previous game, struck in the leg by a flaming arrow, so Karabe and Arasu decide to play another game without them, to keep their gamer instincts honed in case they need to carry. Shibika also decides to stay behind with Chota to keep him company. So, Karabe and Irsa step into a new arena. The next game is the Five of Spades. It's pretty easy to explain. Basically, it's a game of tag in an apartment complex. Nice and simple, right? Just add a serial killer with a machine gun, and everyone's having fun. The winning condition is to find one unlocked door out of the entire apartment and touch the base inside. Run out of time, big boom. Getting shot is also an instant loss, in case that wasn't obvious. I definitely like this game better than the Three of Clubs. Now that we know about Arasu's perceptive abilities, we get to fully enjoy Arasu showcase why he's the main character. He's able to use his deductive reasoning and the ability to stay rational under pressure to his advantage, saving him and Karabu's life early in the game and helping them figure out where the base actually is. We're going to be watching Arasu continue to grow as a player, and it's pretty cool to see how good he already is so early in the series. I especially enjoy the scene where he's hiding from the serial killer after getting stuck in a long walkway. While he's trying to stay calm so that the killer doesn't sense him, we get a flashback to one of his many memories of being compared to his higher achieving younger brother, constantly feeling like he doesn't exist inside his own home, which ends up helping him conceal his presence and survive. It's a simple example of a foreshadowed ability, if you can even call this an ability, because we've already known about Arasu's inferiority complex and how he feels ostracized by his family. We're also introduced to some players that will be making some frequent appearances throughout the course of the story, because we'll be needing a large cast to burn through. That's not a spoiler if you didn't realize the surviving players are going to be recurring characters. I don't know what to say to you. I won't say too much about them, but you can easily see their strengths in how they played the Three of Clubs. Speaking about the strengths, we've got some more information from the short-lived Nizube about the meaning of each suit. To put it simply, Diamond challenges your intellect, Spade is about physical ability, Club is a mix, so it's better to work in teams of 4 them, and Heart is simply dubbed the cruelest game of them all. Don't worry if you're curious, you'll find out soon enough. So that's the first omnibus. Alice in Borderland is a favourite of mine, and it's going to be great to re-experience this. I also watched the J-drama adaptation when it first aired on Netflix, which is also a great way to experience the series. I can't wait to go through the next release with you because we're going to be in for a world of hurt. Thanks for watching. We'll love to see your thoughts in the comments below. Like and subscribe for more content. Link for purchase in the description below. Let me know if there's a manga, show, or movie you would like me to cover. That's all I wanted to say. I hope you all have a good rest of your day.